based on your conversations, are more of your members supportive of Greene or Cheney?
Well, first of all, I've rejected those statements by Marjorie. And, I think we're going to be talking tomorrow in conference. We're going to have an in-person meeting, in the Capitol, where we're going to be talking through a lot of these issues internally. Look, first of all, we're very united in our opposition to the devastating economic hits that President.
In normal times, that would not have been a tough question for Republican Congressman Steve Scalise to answer. You have two conservative lawmakers in the same party. One voted to uphold her oath and hold a president accountable. The other espoused conspiracy theories that a plane did not, in fact, hit the Pentagon on 9/11 and that the deadly school shootings at Sandy Hook and Park. This Republican Party, you are more likely to face repercussions for following the Constitution than for following QAnon. In fact, more House Republicans have been outspoken on the dire need to remove Congresswoman Liz Cheney from House leadership for voting to impeach than to denounce Margie Q. Greene for her dangerous lies. In a rare move, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell jumped into the House Republicans' infighting, defending Cheney, calling her a leader with deep convictions and the courage to act on them, and adding that she is an important leader in our party and in our nation. And while not mentioning Greene by name, which would count as courage in our present dystopia, he also said, quote, "Loony lies and conspiracy theories are cancer for the Republican Party and our country, and lawmakers who embrace them are not living in reality." Well, apparently that did not sit well with the Congresswoman from Not Living in Reality, North Georgia, who fired back, "Real cancer for the Republican Party is weak Republicans who only know how to lose gracefully." Joining me now is David Frum, senior editor at The Atlantic. And, David, I feel like it crystallizes, like chef's kiss, perfect, crystallizes the state of the Republican Party, that the guy defending the party for not expelling the lady who thinks that Jewish people have lasers that they aim at California is also the guy who said that he's David Duke without the baggage and then got put in leadership. Because that's the thing that happens in the Republican Party. So I feel like the answer to his question is obvious. Of course they're going to support Margie Greene over Liz Cheney, right?
Well, let's look at this without ethics, without morality. Let's just look at this the way a professional politician would, very cold-bloodedly from the point of gaining, holding, and using power. Republicans have a terrible trap, and it's expressed by a pair of polls from the state of Georgia. In the state of Georgia, Joe Biden's approval rating is now in the high 50s. The support for President Trump and the feelings about the Capitol coup are in the low 40s. It's pretty obvious where Georgia public opinion is. But among Georgia Republicans, 85% support President Trump, and the majorities are defensive of the attempted Capitol coup. And so Republicans are in this whipsaw between the voters they have and the voters they need. And that's the thing the DCCC, I never remember how many C's to use, is using right now, because that ad so many people watch this program I've seen, where they are identifying people with QAnon, that's running in swing districts like Ventura County in California, like South Miami Beach and South Miami, where Republicans got lucky in 2020 and could get unlucky in 2022.
And just to make that exact point, running on the 2022 ballot in Georgia will be Raphael Warnock, who has to run again for reelect, Kemp, the governor, who's being vilified by Trump as not flipping the election because he didn't flip the election, and Margie Greene. They're all going to be running at the same time. So Georgia's going to get to have a referendum on whether they prefer the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church or that lady in terms of who symbolizes Georgia. But I want to play it for you because I think you make a great point. Speaking of cruelly and viciously and just coldly using power, here's Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader.
Well, with regard to the former president, we're going into an impeachment trial next week. We're all going to listen to what the lawyers have to say and making the arguments and work our way through it. President Trump is 100% within his rights to look into allegations of irregularities and weigh his legal options. This process will reach its resolution. Our system will resolve any recounts or litigation. We're going to have an orderly transfer from this administration to the next one. What we all say about it is, frankly, irrelevant.
And the point that's made there is that the first thing that he's responding to is the answer to the question, should he have spoken up earlier about the big lie about the election? He doesn't even answer it. He skips that question and goes on to something else. The Rob Portmans of the world who voted with Trump 99% of the time, who excused him, who pretended they didn't hear what he said, who pretended they can't read when Twitter happens. Isn't the problem that the party itself has laid down for the far right for so long they don't know how to stand up anymore?
Well, McConnell was caught in a very specific quandary. Marjorie Greene comes from the extreme upper left-hand corner of Georgia, the greater Chattanooga metropolitan area, an exurban district. And, of course, she won in November of 2020. Her corner of the state is one of the places where the voter turnout dropped most between November of 2020 and the runoff in January 2021. I mean, there's a real argument that she helped to cause the loss of the Senate in the 2 Senate seats in Georgia and helped to cost the Republicans the Senate majority. And McConnell, that has to be driving him crazy. On the other hand, he's worried now about even further losses if he drives people like that away. So it's really, he's got his fingers in one of those Christmas finger traps where, you keep pulling and there's no way out.
Yeah, there is no way. And we are now confirming, NBC News has confirmed that Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene is currently meeting with the House Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy. I'm not sure if he's giving her a high five, a hug, I don't know, but I highly doubt that he is reprimanding her. Just my guess. David Frum,